Let's talk about House of Villains, okay, everybody? Is anybody even watching House of Villains? Because per the views from last week, I don't think many people are watching. Or maybe just not watching me talk about House of Villains. But hit the like and subscribe button as the intro plays. All right, so on this episode of House of Villains, what happened? Okay, we know now that who's up for banishment. Shake, Corinne, and Tanisha. Tanisha was not happy with this because she felt like Omarosa played her, which I am in full agreement that Omarosa played her. She played both of them because she told the ladies last week, I am not nominating either of you.
Oh, the lies. There you go. This bitch. I'm telling you.
No ladies are going up for elimination, but who she put up to? She could have chosen any one of the guys in the house, but she chose the ladies. Omarosa is for the patriarchy, everybody. She's, male, what do they say? Male adjacent? Male something. That term that the Gen Zs and millennials use to identify people. But she's for the patriarchy, everybody.
This bitch.
She's for getting out the women. She wants to be the only woman. That's Omarosa's MO. Omarosa wants to be the queen bee no matter where she goes. Even if she's whack. Like, I would like to see Omarosa and Nene in a room together. How would that go? Have they been in a room together? Anyhow, so the villains are up. Tanisha's mad. Tanisha was cussing out Omarosa in the kitchen, in the house. And then it went on. They got a call. They had to go to breakfast. They went to a waffle spot. That continued. They were cursing each other out. Omarosa's like, Tanisha, you need to improve your vocabulary because you only can use 4-letter words. That shows a lack of intellect.
It's an everyday situation. You know what I mean? This is 265 days a year.
I have plenty of intellect. I'm not into fake bees like you, Omarosa, is what Tanisha was trying to tell it. I'm like, Omarosa, and the only thing that they can say to Omarosa is, you work for Trump. Get on out here. You got fired from Trump. So
Who's the dummy now?
Shut up, Omarosa. But, Omarosa's act has been paying her bills for some time now. She was bragging about how she has 30 million. 30 million what? Sales? And then Tanisha's like, I got 30 million on TikTok. Does she?
Who would sit up and just lie?
I don't know. But anyhow, the funny thing that happened at the breakfast table was that Corinne was serving, champagne in their mimosas, and she got to Shake and said, you get none. I thought that was funny because the way they don't like Shake, and Shake was telling this long, boring story about how somebody on OnlyFans pays him to vape. I'm like, you vape, first of all, Shake? And you have a man who basically has a crush on you, who's paying you. So you're prostituting yourself to a man, Shake.
Prostitution whore.
But you're cool with telling that story. I would have kept that to myself. And nobody really wants to hear it because they don't like you, Shake. That's even more ammunition for them not to like you. So anyhow, later in the episode, Tanisha decides that she's going to pull a number on the house. And so she, I guess, paid for a choir to come in and sing her.
I didn't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all not gonna get a sleep because of me.
Her thing from Bad Girls Club. So she did that, and, Omarosa tried to steal her scene. She's like, we're going to steal her scene. The thing in reality TV is steal the moment when you can. So she thought she stole the moment by joining in the choir and dancing around. But it was lame. It was real lame.
Was offensive and lame.
So, later on, who arrives at the house? Ding dong. A blast from reality past, everybody. One of the number one villains in my eyes from back in the day in the early 2000s when I used to watch MTV reality shows, The Hills, Spencer Pratt. And didn't Spencer and Heidi have their own show, Spencer and Heidi? I could not stand Spencer back then. He was just so annoying and arrogant and just the definition of privilege. And then he wasn't cute. He just looked like some Swedish guy who just, flew in from Sweden.
No, I am Inga from Sweden.
That didn't make sense. But it's like he was too blonde to be blonde. Like, he was just too blonde for me and just annoying and just an a-hole. But now Spencer's back and he's different. Spencer is different, everybody. In fact, Spencer looked like somebody just dropped him off there and he didn't know where he was. And they just said, read those cue cards. Spencer just seemed kind of vacant, everybody. Like, what is he doing? And he's chunky now. He's chunky. And didn't he used to like really like judge Heidi or like put her under the microscope? But now he's chunky and he's all zen. He had this big crystal, like an oversized crystal hanging as his, you know, his necklace, like his medallion. And he looked ridiculous. But he's now all zen and he basically came to deliver them their challenge to, you know, get out of being banished. So the challenge happens, and I must say, if a challenge was designed for a person, this was a challenge designed for Shake. This challenge had Shake written all over it, and I know Tanisha went to production like, I can't do this. This isn't for me. They're like, we didn't plan it. We didn't know who was going to be up for banishment this week. But y'all knew people's ticks. Right? Y'all knew that these people don't like animals, so we're going to have an animal challenge. It was like a Fear Factor challenge, everybody. Do y'all remember Fear Factor where Joe Rogan was the host before he was the big time podcaster? When he was the host of Fear Factor, and they always had to do stuff like this challenge, which is go into a dark black room and put your hand into a tank full of creepy crawlers and pull out a token to go and eliminate your competition.
I ain't got to tell you what happened next.
So this challenge was designed for Shake because in those tanks were snakes, rats, and scorpions. None of those creatures would I ever want to be around. I mean, I'm not like, oh, snake, I hate snakes, I'm scared of snakes. I don't really want to be around a snake. I don't want to hold a snake, but I'm definitely not putting my hand in a tank full of snakes. But more importantly, I'm not putting my hand in a tank full of rats. Rats are gross. I've seen rats. I've lived in urban cities for quite some time, and I've encountered many rats. Like when I lived in D.C., across the street from my dorm, there was rats galore. Like, it was just rats. Rats the size of cats. So no, it's a no for rats.
Huh?
And scorpions, I only know a friend of mine was on his honeymoon and he was bitten by a scorpion. I just remember that story. I don't know why I store these things in my mind because he's not even really a good friend of mine. I just remember he got bit by a scorpion, and guess what? A year and a half later, he was divorced. Was the scorpion a warning? But anyhow, so Tanisha and Corinne were like panicking. They were just panicking. Like I said, Tanisha went to the production like, I can't do this. I didn't sign up for this. And then they decided to go in, but they still never quite dug in and played with the animals. But Shake did, because Shake said that, you know, he spent, you know, his first year as a veterinarian working with exotic animals. So this was right up his league. So he was in there killing it. Getting those tokens. Okay, Corinne, you're out. Then Tanisha was like, Shake, I'm scared. I don't want to do it. And he was like,
I don't care.
oh, okay, whatever. He didn't care. He don't care. You're out. And then like Tanisha gave up. She quit. And everybody's like, oh, Tanisha. Oh, back it up.
I forgot.
Funny thing that Tanisha said when she said she didn't want to go in and do this, and Omarosa was like, come on, Tanisha. She said, Omarosa, those your peoples. You a snake. I thought that was funny. But anyhow, so Shake saved himself once again. Shake has lived another week to be a villain. So Shake is on his way. And I would say that Shake is the ultimate villain because they keep trying to kick him out and he keeps surviving. But who was the one who was voted out? And the funny thing is, so Corinne was campaigning and she went to Bobby Life and he was like, no, Anfisa said, she was good to you, she saved you or whatever. And he was like, yeah, you're right. So, everybody, said who they were voting for, and who ended up being voted out unanimously? Corinne. Bye-bye, Corinne. And I think it's funny that Shake always calls her a thirsty woman. He don't like thirsty women, but yet he was making his bride on Love is Blind thirsty and humiliating her. So, but you don't mind being the giver of humiliation. You just don't like to see it happening. Anyhow, that's what happened on the episode. Corinne's gone. Shake's still in. Tanisha's still in. So hopefully it'll be entertaining next week because we see that Fair Play is going to be crying. You don't cry if you're a villain. All right. Hit the like and subscribe button. Bye. Oh, and drop into the comments. Okay, now bye.